Hi, I'm Candace. I'm a lover of mountains and meditation and have decided to minimise my life, buy a Sprinter van and convert it into a tiny home on wheels. Having a background in interior design, I'm going to give you my tips, views and experience on design and how to project manage your conversion whilst being a total novice at doing the actual build. Hey, and welcome back. So in today's video, I'm doing something very specific that's only relevant to people that have a Fiamma awning coupled with Flatline Van Co roof racks. So after I purchased my Flatline Van Co low pro roof racks, which are fantastic, I decided to get an awning, and they sell the Fiamma awning. You can get it elsewhere too. And in order to install the awning, the Flatline Van Co low pro roof racks have been designed to seat the Fiamma awning very snugly in its profile, but it's a different type of track for the side mount. So basically what I'm going to be doing today is uninstalling this side, the passenger side, existing side of the roof rack, and installing this split side from Flatline Van Co, FVC. I'll put the link below to them, and also the brackets that sit in between it. Okay, so as I said, a very specific video. If it's relevant to you, I hope this is super helpful, and I'll take you through my process of how I've done this and how to think through it. Okay, so before I take you up to the roof, actually I'm going to show you how I've laid out the new side panel of the roof rack and the brackets and all of the fittings, so that I'd suggest you do something similar, because you need to be able to visualize exactly where everything goes, because you have to slide all of the nuts into the roof rails in exactly the right order. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so this is what I've done. I have pulled out both the Flatline Van Co, which is these pieces, right? The side panels for the roof rack. These just anodized aluminium pieces. The three of them are the Fiamma brackets. And I have pulled everything out, laid everything out, and I have poured over the Fiamma awning manual and the Flatline Van Co manual, which is much simpler. Okay, so what you see I've done here is I have pulled out all of the hardware from the Fiamma packet, and I've put it in position so I understand what it's for and when it's going to be mounted. Okay, so I've got that all in my head, super clear. Everything's been mounted. Yep. Part of the reason for that is so I understand the order of the project. Another part of it is, for this reason, my trusty little sketchbook. Okay, so in my trusty sketchbook here, I have drawn, at the back there you'll see the Flatline Van Co panels. That's these ones, and the little dots are its securing points, and these three represent the brackets for the Fiamma awning. The reason why I've drawn it out is when I pull off my other side bracket of the Flatline Van Co, I'm gonna need to reinsert these pieces, okay, because they will go in there, and I need to make sure they go in order, because the whole idea of roof rails is that you slide these in and that they stay in position. They're underneath, they grip onto the roof rail, and then they come through either here or here, but each of them has different connectors, right? So I'm going to know my order. I've even written the front, back, so that I can count them when I'm up there. So that's what that's about. That's what this sketch is about. And then I've laid everything else out that I need. They recommended the Sikaflex, which you actually need to stick the back part of this to your roof. And then obviously my gun. And then that's me good to go. So right now I'm going to head out there and I'm actually going to now uninstall the existing side of the existing roof rack. So I didn't show you all this. It's pretty simple. I just dismounted one side. Okay, dismounted one side of this track. Okay, and I just left all the nuts there. Now I'm just going to clean out the channel and then start inserting that little pattern that I sketched out. Okay, so back to my little sketch here. So as you can see, I've got the old rail nuts and the channel here that's in place. I actually need to pull them all out because you can see smack in the middle is one of the Fiamma Awning ones. So I've got to pull them all out in order that I can slide this into the roof rail, okay, that's already in place, and then follow the pattern here, which will be that in the center, 2 of these rail nuts, 3, sorry, and then 2 Fiamma ones, 1 rail nut. That's what I'm doing now. So the next thing I've done is I've cleaned out the channels and I've put these in the order of that little sketch, and that's the Fiamma piece, that's roof rack pieces, a roof rack piece, Fiamma pieces, roof rack piece. So I had to slide them all out and slide them back in. I've done that all the way along, I should say through the roof rails. And see, I'm just starting to install next is the actual roof rack side. This is the next thing to do. Reinstalling, if you like, the side rails. That's where we're at. So I just wanted to do a little progress report here and a little side note. So we've got the back bracket in, one of the cross brackets, and I just tested the position of the Fiamma bracket. Okay, and then just as a side note, because I'm already planning how to mount my solar panels, I installed these little 80-20-10 series, what are they called? I should know what they're called, but they're in place for installation of my solar panels, right? So if I'm resealing this up, I may as well install them now to make that easier when it comes. I just want to show you what they look like from the side. Yep, you can see they're all set up for these other brackets. Yep. Yeah. Here I am on top of the van again today, and what I am going to be doing is installing the Fiamma brackets. So I'm sitting here basically studying the schematic. It's actually very good, the one from Fiamma. Starting it twice, thrice, and then I've just started to lay out the brackets in their positioning and their shims, the middle one and the rear one, and this is what I'm about to install. Okay, so the Fiamma awning pieces are installed. That white stuff is Sikaflex, which they say you need to stick the back down with. Okay, so there's the back one, and the middle one, and then the front one. Now, you might see these white lines that I started with this front one, and I attached them to the bracket to create a line all the way through where I lined up at the front of this bit here and inside of here, because they gave numerous warnings that if you don't line these up and you go to put your awning on, it will not line up. So these are horizontally aligned. They're aligned on the x-axis and the y-axis, if you like. Okay, so I want to show you a bespoke solution to these FVC racks. So because I actually have one of my solar panels here in between the Maxi fan and the front fairing, I contacted Russell at FVC and he's been amazing in terms of customer service, absolutely amazing. And I just wanted to check if it was kosher to drill into this and that the screws at the back wouldn't interfere with the awning. I figured it wouldn't because there's obviously other screw heads along the way, but I wanted to double check and he said totally, it's aluminum in America, aluminium if you're Australian listening to this. And so this is my solution, okay? So I'm going to walk you through that and show you each step. Okay, so the first step here is to measure that distance to the holes that you're about to drill. And I've just put some blue painter's tape on there just so I can do my measurements and my markings, and then I've marked my 2 X's, the height, which is ½ an inch up, and they're 1 inch apart, and then I'm going to drill them out. Okay, then we have our holes drilled. It's pretty easy. It's aluminum, and then I'm just going to attach my crossbar. And there we have it installed inside that gap behind the Fiamma bracket. And then I have my width well enough for my solar panel. And also I'm going to be mounting lights on here, so that's what I did. And just showing I did the same thing at the back. So I may either add another solar panel or I'll turn that into the world's tiniest deck. Okay, so I'm showing you the Fiamma awning installed, which is fantastic. That's what it looks like when these brackets are installed here. Yep. All across from the top, sitting tight in its bracket. That's its 3 connection points. And this is the FVC Van Co pieces. These, and these. It's installed. And then we have it. Fiamma F80S awning installed. As you can see, it's designed by Flatline Van Co to sit super snug back inside the side rails. But how about that? Looks fantastic. So happy with that.